In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Galaxy A12 in 2023. So this phone was extremely popular. This was an entry-level device that was released at, I believe, $180 in the US and 179 euros outside of the United States. So in Europe and all of that. Asia, I believe it's around that same price tag as well, but this was a budget phone. So entry-level phone right here, very, very popular. I actually really enjoyed this device, not because of the price tag. Obviously, that's great, and you can get it at some great deals from Amazon and eBay right now, but also because of the performance that I got at the price tag. So with the processor that we have inside of here, we have, of course, the Helio P35, and this was one of the more popular MediaTek chips, one of the breakthrough MediaTek chips in the entry-level devices that kind of let us trust MediaTek a little bit. I know there's still some people that don't like MediaTek chipsets too much. They want a Snapdragon processor, but I think they did a good job with this processor inside this device. I think it, ran all the games that I wanted it to run, and we're going to show you that it can still run Call of Duty Mobile and Temple Run 2 and all of that, but this runs games perfectly well still. So even games like Asphalt 8, PUBG, like I said before, Call of Duty Mobile runs great on this device. Now, this is going to be a 60 hertz display. This isn't going to be a 90 hertz like the A13 5G and of course the up and coming Galaxy A14, but it's still a decent display on this phone, and the angles on this are really, really good. It's actually really impressive to see where we've come from budget phones, because as you guys know, if you guys have been using budget phones for a while, it seems like we got the TFT displays. We kind of got the crappier end of the deal where we got TFT displays on the budget phones for most of the budget phones for the last, I would say, 4 years ago. It kind of stopped. We started getting better displays, but we were getting TFT displays on pretty much every other phone. Now, this display is a pretty decent display. We have 1600 by 720p. This is an IPS display, so the angles on this are actually really good. Of course, we have that old notch that we have right there. We call it the teardrop notch. Now we have something kind of like a half circle where it's just pretty much more defined than this was. I thought this was a decent little cutout at first, to be quite honest, considering at the time the iPhone XR and all the other devices had a huge block right there. Super ugly. I guess people would call it like a lineup, like when you get a haircut. And I thought this looked pretty good. Now, I think this has been used way too much on the newer phones, but at the time the Galaxy A12 looked pretty decent. Now, this wasn't made out of the most premium materials, as you guys can see. This is completely made out of plastic. Of course, considering the screen, it is made out of glass, but the rest of the device is made out of plastic. I did, however, like that we had multiple colors on this device. Obviously, I have the black right here, but this came in like black, red, I believe, in even white and stuff, and this came in a ton of different colors across the world. So really like the transition from this little grainy back to the smooth right here. I thought that was pretty cool. Also, this old design language for the camera cutout that we don't really see anymore. If you guys know about the A13 and A14 5G, we have that new design where it's just pretty much the camera cutout right here. This is using that old little square thing that everybody was copying Apple about, and I thought this was a pretty good looking phone at the time. Kind of plain Jane, kind of basic, but I thought it looked pretty decent. Now, of course, as I said before, the MediaTek Helio P35 was definitely powerful enough to run this device. The other thing is we had 4 gigabytes of RAM inside this device, and we had 64 gigabytes of internal storage. We also had the option to expand the storage in this device as well, I believe up to 2 terabytes. So I love that we got that option. Another great thing about this device, of course, is going to be our headphone jack. Now, this is something that we are hopefully going to see on the Galaxy A14 5G. We saw it on the A13. They did not take that away, but I love that they kept down the A12, and I think a lot of other people did as well. Other thing, 5,000 milliamp battery in this device. This device, I remember being a battery beast as far as that goes. This would last me 8-9 hours sometimes, definitely the full day, and then I could wake up and still use it. So I think the battery inside this device is pretty decent. Now, as far as the UI inside this device, we did get Android 12 starting out, and a lot of people were scared that we weren't going to get more than Android 10, and they did promise 11, but guess what? We're on 12 now. So that's pretty cool. We also have the November 1st security patch inside this device as well. But we got Android 12 on the Galaxy A12, so they definitely blessed us for sure. I wasn't even expecting this, to be quite honest, but we got that, and we got some good security updates inside this device as well. Also, I think the size of this device, just considering that it fits well in my hand, 6.5-inch display, I think this device had a really nice form factor, and I think it was the perfect size for a phone. I think this is pretty much the perfect size for a phone, to be quite honest. Now, considering the price tag of this device, I still think we got some really good shots on here, and I think the camera's actually exceptional for the price tag. It's really rare that you find a device that's actually this good at under $180, and I think this started off at $180, so I think that's why a lot of people like this device. It had a solid camera, it had solid performance at a very low price. Here's some other photos right here that I took 2 years ago in 2020. But we had some really good shots on this device. So good colors, good saturation. Honestly, still think for most people this is an acceptable camera. You know, posting photos on social media, if you take time to take a good photo and let it focus and stuff, you guys are going to get some really good shots from here. Also, you can shoot up to 1080p. As far as the video goes, obviously it's not going to be amazing in low light, but I still think in decently lit places it does its job, and it's pretty great for the price tag. Another thing about this device is we could use Google Pay on this as well, so we did have NFC inside of this device, and the fingerprint sensor on the right side of the device. Now, this was something that I liked at the time because it was kind of reminiscent of the Galaxy S10e, but this was actually a pretty accurate option for biometrics. So I actually really like this. Very accurate, very quick actually. Let's go ahead and tap that again. Boom. So quick little biometric fingerprint sensor right there. I think that was really cool. I believe we also got the facial recognition as well. But this phone was really solid, and I just wanted to revisit it before the Galaxy A14 5G. Now, if you guys still have the Galaxy A12, I still think it is relevant, and it's probably going to be relevant for the next couple years still. I know that's putting a lot on this device, but if you guys can't afford a device, I would go to the Play Store, get a cool launcher, kind of spice up your phone experience a bit, get a new wallpaper and all that type of stuff, fonts and stuff, and I think this phone is going to still be able to run for the next couple years. Now, after that, I would definitely want you to upgrade, but if you still have the A12 and you're wanting an upgrade, the A14 may be for you, and we're going to definitely compare these very soon, so definitely stay tuned for that. But yeah, definitely enjoying what I'm seeing so far out of the Galaxy A12. I still think it's an exceptional device, and I believe you can get this phone at like around $100 on eBay and renewed on Amazon now, so that's really cool. But let me know what you guys think about this device in the comment section down below. I really enjoyed this device a lot, and yeah, leave your opinions in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys think about this device. But this has been Safal from TechRight. Peace out, Tech Gang.